Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Sussex. A big shout out to all of our new subscribers. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you enjoy. Um, let's see. Just checked on the chickens. They're doing great. Um, their cleanliness is they're staying clean, which is really awesome. We don't have to worry about eggs, as I said, because we got the Cornish cross. So these are for meat only, but they are doing really well. Now, hopefully, I remembered to put at the beginning of this video the screenshots of the plowing contract I did for Field 1. We got that accepted, we got that completed, and I've now accepted a plowing contract for Field 2. So, let's see. Here we are. I already got this all set up, it's all accepted. Let's just get the tractor started up here. I'm going to hire a worker to start on this. And off we go a-running. Most excellent. So this field is definitely going to take a little while. I know that one there definitely took a while. So this will take several hours in game. But we will get paid, what was that, a little over 16,500. So that won't be too bad. Now, as you saw as we were jumping through, we head on back here. We have ourselves a truck and a tanker. Now, this tanker is the tanker by Alien Jim. It's available in the Modhub, or not in the Modhub, sorry, in the store under miscellaneous. This is one of the two trailers that Alien Jim has made for specifically for this map. It's the MKU 32. And of course, since right at the moment we're running a John Deere, mostly John Deere type farm, I decided to go with the grain. Why not? I've leased this truck, I've leased this trailer. And what we're going to do today is see about making some extra money. Oh, here comes the traffic. Oh yeah, stay out of the way of the SHAREfactory trucks. Those guys are dangerous. So, the plan is, we're going to do some deliveries. We are going to head into town here. We're going to do 2 air deliveries. Once we do the air deliveries, I'm going to do both water runs, and then we're going to do a couple of diesel fuel runs. Just so we can make ourselves some extra money, get ourselves ahead a bit, and just show you some of the features, you know, that are possible with this map. A few of the things that we can do. And then eventually, I also want to get some of these greenhouses up and running as well. So first things first, for the air runs, we pull in here across from the SHAREfactory bakery, right here in town, to Pure Air. Let's see. This backed in here a little bit. Hop on out. Turn on the pump. Hop in the truck and press L3. And let's get started. So we'll do these couple of air runs, and we will start with doing the air run down to the scuba diving club. We'll drop off the air there first. Then we will take a load of air up to the water purification plant. Because after we drop off the air there, then we can fill up with water and do our water deliveries. And I'm going to sneak out this way so we don't have to deal too much with traffic. I'm going to kind of cut cross country a little bit here. Down here through 22 and 23 by the biogas plant. Used to make quite a bit of money off of 22 and 23 back on 17. Used to mow, bale, and wrap the bales there and immediately take them over to the, without seasons I should say, take them over to the biogas plant and sell them. But even with seasons, and that's something I wanted to mention, someone had an issue, and I had to find out if they were running seasons or not, and they were. If you have one of the contracts for mowing and baling, and you have to deliver the wrapped bales, especially to, like, even the, well, there's a couple spots you can deliver to, but one of the main ones is usually the cargo ship. You have to wait. Once the bales are wrapped, if you're running seasons, they're not immediately silage bales. So you have to wait for them to become silage bales. How much did we make on that? 83,000. Not too bad. It cost us 20 to fill this up, so we made 63,000. Quite happy for that. This stuff can get us more money to do what we want to do here. Expand the farm. Get us back up to a more comfortable financial position. But yeah, like I was saying, you have to wait for those bales to turn into silage bales. And with seasons, that takes, I believe, a full 24 hours for the bales to ferment. And I believe that 24 hours is under a 3-day season. There's a possibility, I have to double check it, that under like 6 or 9 or that, it may take longer. So just be aware of that you have to make sure that those bales are full silage bales and not just wrapped bales, because you won't be able to complete the contract because you won't be able to deliver them because they won't be silage bales. Just a little extra information there about that. A couple other things too that if you want to make things a little bit easier for yourselves as far as winter goes and the snow and all that fun stuff, if you put your snow, I mean, no matter what level you have your snow at, you can either put the snow on, have it as one layer, or turn it completely off. My suggestion is, and DJ Goham showed this on one of his videos, if you turn off snow tracks, then the uneven ground, the bumpiness of when you go through the snow and, you know, getting stuck and stuff like that, especially when you have driven over it once, the possibility of getting stuck, of course, increases the second time you try to go over the same area. Definitely turn off your snow tracks. That will keep everything nice and smooth, and you won't have to worry about getting stuck. Just a thought. And also, and this is not just with this map, I know several other maps with like the airplanes and stuff like that that can be sometimes a bit annoying. If you, in your settings, with your volumes controls, there are 3 different volume control, well 4 actually, volume controls in the settings. If you take your master volume and drop it to about, let's see, what did I drop it to? 10. Drop your master volume to 10. Put your vehicle and ambient sounds at, say, 30 each. Things like, whoops, bumped my controller. Things like the airplanes and that will be less annoying. They definitely won't be as loud, because some of those sounds I've discovered are not tied into, and I don't know why they're not able to be tied into there. And I think it has something to do with the way Giants has the game written, is some of those sounds are not tied into the ambient sounds. They're not tied into vehicle sounds. They just happen to be their own sound. So in order to get around that, I discovered that if you turn down your main volume and just turn up your vehicle sounds and your ambient sounds a little bit, it balances out fairly well. So things aren't quite as loud as you get near them, like blowers and especially like the airplanes and stuff on certain maps and that. It helps quiet things down a little bit more. Like I said, just a little extra tip there of things I was playing around with and discovered on another map that I was playing around with. That way things aren't, whoops, back this up a little bit more. There we go. So things aren't, as I said, so things aren't quite as loud for you. Might make it a little bit easier. Let's get ourselves some water here. Like I said, we got our air delivered up here. OxyFresh. Now we're going to take a load of water. And we'll do a delivery for that. And yes, a lot of people will consider doing things like this, well, cheating. Doing these water deliveries, doing the air deliveries, doing the fuel deliveries. And in some ways, yeah, kind of. I don't fully consider it cheating. You know, it's part of the map. But my idea is, the way I use these mainly is for a way to supplement your income more. Like when we started this, we were at about 27,000 in the bank. And, you know, if you want to buy a new piece of equipment, you want to buy a field, and if you don't want to take out a loan, you have the option to do these. No, you don't have to do all of them. You don't have to do the 2 air deliveries. You don't have to do the 2 water deliveries. You don't have to do the 3 fuel deliveries that are available. You can just pick one and do just one of them to make yourselves that little bit of extra, to make it easier to make your purchases. So let's head into here to the car wash first. Bring this around. There we go. Now, the nice thing about water is, for the most part, except for the cost of the equipment and, of course, a little bit of fuel that you would be using to do these, the water is all profit because the water is free. But I like to look at it as I do the air delivery. Yeah, 25,000, not too bad. I do the air delivery as part of it saying, you know, I'm delivering the air to you so I can get the free water. That's my way of looking at it. I mean, besides, you know, getting paid for the actual trucking itself, you know, transporting the air to the plant, I get the bonus of being able to get the free water. There's our nice little farm. And I said, which I'm hoping to expand a bit more. As I said, I do want to buy eventually all the other 3 fields in that area, and I want to buy the areas around the fields in that, so I can expand things out more. Now, I do want to give out a big apology to everybody for no videos from the earlier part of this week. I had personal things I had to take care of earlier in the week, and then had a situation happen. Not very happy about. To be honest, I had my Facebook account hacked on Tuesday evening, and I reported it, changed my password. The individual who hacked my account, when I got the notification that there was an unusual login from New York City. At the same, within, oh gosh, probably less than 5 minutes after I logged in. And I live in Central Texas. So as I said, I reported it, I changed my password. But while I was reporting it, you know, within, we'll say roughly a minute after I got the notification about the unusual login, while I was in the process of reporting it, changing my password, whoever it was that hacked my account, excuse me, sent out a mass message to every single person in my friends list. And it was a video I'm pretty sure the video contains a virus. Usually 90% of those, 95% of those usually do. So, you know, and I had a lot of friends of mine who messaged me asking about it, and I messaged them all back individually, you know, letting them know what happened. And then I put a post out on my page also to kind of let people know that, you know, to be careful. I was hacked. Do not open the video. "24 hours later, my account got suspended. Trying to get a hold of Facebook, trying to find out why it was suspended, which I'm pretty sure had to do with the hack that happened. I'm trying to find out how long it's going to be suspended for. Still not. I still wasn't able to get through to anybody. Another 24 hours later, my account ends up being disabled. And I've been trying for the past day and a half now, trying to figure out why it's been disabled, what I have to do to get it reactivated. So yeah, definitely hasn't been a good week. But as I said, it is what it is. Just kind of dealing with it. See what happens. Let's see how much we make here. And excuse me. Now there is another reason for doing this in this order. Air doesn't cost that much to do. And as I said, my idea is, you know, I'm delivering the air in order to be able to get the water. But also, for doing, if you want to do the fuel runs, of course, fuel is going to cost a bit more to fill up than the air does. Oh, excuse me. So I want to make sure we have enough in the account to be able to purchase a load of fuel. Which is where we are heading now. We're going to head up and get ourselves a load of fuel. Now once we have enough money, like I said, there's a little trick I want to show. Now this trick will work for the fuel here. And I will be honest, I have used that trick on Washoe to get fuel. Similar trick. But it's going to take us purchasing the land that the fuel depot is setting on, which is over 600,000. Because it includes quite a large area. But hopefully it won't take us too long to get to that point. And I know most of this episode, is just going to be me driving around in this truck for the most part, while I've got a worker plowing a field. And I apologize for my complaining about what was going on this week, but I just want to let you guys know that you know, why I haven't released videos earlier this week. I just had a lot of other things on my mind, a lot of other things going on that I've been trying to get straightened out. All right, let's get this pump turned on. let's see how much this is going to cost us. No, we don't want the diesel exhaust fluid. That's just the burn off from the diesel. We want the actual diesel itself. $40,000. Now, if you want to double check, of course, all of these are here. Like here is the water is here. So you can see the places to sell the water at. Okay. And then we also have the fuel. And as far as the fuel goes, we have the marina. We have the fuel station, which will also take the DEF off your hands. And then we have the airport, which will take diesel. So the first place we're going to go, though, is we're going to go to the place that's going to be basically the biggest pain to get to. Especially with, you know, a trailer this size. And the hill. We are going to head up to the airport. That will, whoops, driving off the road there. We'll head up to the airport, get that delivery done first. And then the second one, we will probably head out to the marina. Get that delivery done. And then we'll head to the fuel station as our last one, since that's one will be the closest. Then we'll get this truck and trailer returned. We'll see where we stand. I thought about making some changes around the farm as well. Thinking about it, we are running seasons. We don't actually need, you know, a lot of equipment we don't need with seasons. But it's nice to actually have it, especially for like doing contracts and that. But I'm thinking the harvester. We may get rid of the harvester and just lease it when it comes harvest time. Because I don't foresee a reason to really have our own harvester when currently, you know, with just a few fields that we're going to own, having one for only, you know, when you can only harvest usually only once a year. And then I also got thinking, could also save money if we change tractor brands. Go with a slightly less expensive set of tractors. Maybe change around a couple more other pieces of equipment. Probably not too much though. Man, that's a lot of traffic. But let's head in here. We'll get this delivered. back in here by the tank. Whoops, ran over the thing. Of course, we're doing all this. We could do ourselves there's us quite a bit of money to do what we need to do even quicker. $141. So we got 100,000 for that one. Very nice. But as I said, this series is, as I said, it's going to be, you know, we're doing, you know, much less realistic. Trying to have a little bit of fun. Show you guys some of the features of the map, how some of these things work, what you need to, you know, it's best to use for some of these things. That's kind of the idea behind this series. And what you see me doing now is basically what I did during testing. I get the truck and trailer, and you know, I go around, and one of the things that Alien Jim asked me to do was to, you know, test the buy and sell points to make sure that they all work. Well, the way to do that is what I'm doing now. You get a hold of the truck and trailer like this, and go from point to point. Like right now, we've been testing, you know, we've done the air, we've done the water, and now we'll do the fuel. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out, and I forgot to point that out, is also in the shop, Alien Jim is also provided with this map a modded version of the Crampy trailer. The original trailer is what, 59,000 liters. The modded one that he has done is 60,000. Well, this is filling up. I'll show you guys real quick here. So, under trailers here, you have the Crampy KS 950. 62,000, or no, that's the small one. Hold on, we gotta go to the next one. There we are. The SB230 is 59,000 liters. It's $78,000 for it. But if we go down further, and depending on how many you have installed, you will see the trailer again. This holds 1,000 liters more and is 8,000 less. And it definitely holds everything. Okay? So that is the one by Alien Jim, like I said, which is the modded version of this. And the difference also between them in the title, this says the SB2 30/1070, and this is the /1070C. Okay, so that is also included with the map, and I forgot to point that out. I want to make sure I mentioned it. But that's what those are. So like I said, Jim's got the you got the placemat, so you can make your home anywhere you want, even out in the middle of a field if you really wanted to, or in front of any one of the houses or buildings, you know, on the map, as long as you own the land. But you can, as I said, you can place it anywhere. Speeding through town here. And as I said, you got the tipper. And you got the 2 tankers. You got this one, and we have the 8,000 liter tanker, which we could have also used for doing these deliveries and that. You know, so the amount that we have in the bank won't be quite as significant. The only problem is I don't like backing that thing up at the fuel depot. Me and articulated trailers just don't get along whatsoever. But we'll head down here to the docks. Drop off this load. We'll check on our worker up on field 2, see how far he is on that. Tugboat horn. Oops. Don't want to run into the tank. There we go. So let's see how our worker is doing real quick with the contract. Almost 60% complete. So yeah, 16,537 is what we'll make off of that. $147 there. Very nice. Now, what else did I want to mention? I'm trying to think of what else is going on, what people may have had questions about. Unfortunately, as I said, because of the issue with my Facebook account, I haven't, the past few days, been able to get onto Facebook. I haven't been able to get onto the Alien Gyms Facebook mods page on Facebook. So if there's anybody who's had any questions or concerns over the past 3-4 days, I have no idea. Like I said, I know there's been a few concerns about a couple little things here and there. I'm trying to take a look at. One of the last ones, as I said, that I saw was regarding the grass contract for mowing, baling, wrapping, and delivering to the cargo ship. And the reason for that is because the cargo ship only accepts silage as one of the besides the regular grains and that. It doesn't accept hay, it doesn't accept straw, but it does accept silage. And one of the things is, if, as I said, with seasons, with wrapped bales, you have to wait for them to ferment before you can deliver them. But as I said, we're doing this, we're get ourselves some really good money. And I'm thinking I might do off screen, I'll show you afterwards what I've done. I think we might do a little bit of equipment changes, maybe do a little bit more expanding of the farm. And with the money we've got, we might be able to purchase a couple more fields, at least one more field. I'll finish off the contract up on field 2. So we'll be getting, as I said, 16,500 for that. Oh, and that's something I wanted to let you guys know about too. MrSealyP, I watch every single one of his videos, every single one of his Let's Plays. I started with Farming Simulator watching his videos. Came up with a neat little, well, I guess you call it trick, with a weeder. Now he's using the Joskin SHAREfactory. Now the Joskin SHAREfactory, yes, it's not very wide. It's 7.5 meters. But with that, you can actually fertilize while it is weeding. Even if there isn't any weeds, you can actually still run it across a field because it has the ability to fertilize. So he's using that for some of his contracts to do the fertilizing. Well, I made a discovery of another piece that does the same thing and will cost you about $23,000 less than the SHAREfactory. And this is the Agromaz. The Agromaz BM75. If you, in the settings here for it, if you make sure that this mode mulch harrow is attached, okay, this is what gives the fertilization state, is this mulch harrow. You buy this 7.5 meters, you can fertilize as well as weed with it if you want to weed with it, less expensively than in the long run what it would cost you for a sprayer or a spreader to fertilize. And this is slightly cheaper than the SHAREfactory. So if you want another option that's slightly less expensive, you can do it with that. The only thing with the Agromaz one is you have to make sure that worker buy fertilizer is turned off. Otherwise, it won't work. But if you have it turned off, you can actually go to a field that needs to be fertilized, or even a contract where you need to fertilize the field. You can actually use that piece of equipment, hire a worker, and they'll fertilize your field. So I thought that was a neat little trick that MrSealyP discovered and showed on one of his last videos. And I thought about doing it for here, and then I got thinking about it when he was talking about the SHAREflex. I was thinking, I believe there was another piece, another weeder that did the exact same thing. So I did some checking, and I double checked every single weeder that is available, checking out their options in that, and not using ones that have the cedar part of it, just to be able to fertilize. And that's what I came up with. So I said, if you want a slightly cheaper version, it'll cost you just a little over $32,000 for it, and you can do the exact same thing, which I thought was a really cool and definitely a cheaper, cost-effective way of doing that. But there's the last of our diesel deliveries that we can do. We will end up with probably, well, we should end up well over 500. Oh yeah. Almost another 100,000 on that one. Awesome. So now that we're done with that, let's go into here real quick. Let's return those. So we definitely don't need any more charges for that stuff. Let's see how you're doing. Oh, we're looking good. Where are we at? 73%. These are definitely some very big fields up here. Definitely take a while to do. But anyhow, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I will take a quick snapshot at the end of the completion of this contract. And if I think of it, I will also maybe take a couple other snapshots to show at the beginning of the our next time. Hopefully, which we'll be back on schedule again, hopefully starting Monday. But we will see what happens. If anybody has any thoughts or ideas on how to deal with Facebook or how to contact them to find out what in the world is going on and how I can get my account fully reestablished. So far, everything I've checked, everything I've tried, I've done. And I still haven't gotten anywhere. So if anybody has any ideas on how to deal with these, well, idiots, let me know. Leave a comment if you feel free. Let me know how you think of the video. Give me that like. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so. If you didn't like the video, well, you can also hit, the dislike. But comments are welcome. I will respond to in some way as soon as I can, if possible. I will make sure to try to do that. Any questions, put them in the comment also. If you're having an issue with something, let me know. We will check it out. Now, currently, I am playing on console. I am playing on PlayStation. Um, so I can show you this stuff from this point of view right now. If you're having issues on the PC side, there is a possibility, it's not a definite, but there could be a possibility that you may have a mod conflict if you're having issues with certain things. So make sure you double check, what mods you are running. If you're slightly more experienced with looking at the files and that, and you're having an issue, double check the log file. The log file will let you know about any errors or warnings or that might be going on as well in your game. But that all being said, as I said, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure that you do. If you feel so inclined to donate to the channel, donate to the cause. I am still working on rebuilding my PC. As I said, that will take a little bit of time. Trying to save up the money for getting the parts for that, so I can do a few PC side videos, especially of testing processes and that, and how I myself go through the testing process, what I look for, kind of a step-by-step of how we go through the process of getting a map or a mod out there to you guys. So hopefully we'll be able to do a few more of those. Make sure you check out, some of my friends' YouTube channels, of course, Farmer Minn, Golfcart Jockey, Mr. and Mrs. Aussie. They are always fun to watch. A new friend of mine that I've been watching his streams and that. Old Timer Dave. Make sure you head over and check out his channel. Subscribe, give him a like. Appreciate what all these other, all of us, as far as farming simulator creators, for YouTube and that, we try to bring you what we can. Not everybody's type of play is going to appeal to everybody. To quote MrSealyP, it may not be your cup of tea. But we do what we like to do. I play the game the way I want to play. I enjoy it. I have fun playing the game. I hope many of you also enjoy, watching how I play and listening to my mumblings. But until next time, guys, this is Farmer Manu. Be good to each other. And blessed be everyone.